What is that? I think that's Venus.
I went out to Cow Swamp to shoot some astrophotography, and I've shot something there that I haven't shot before, and I've uncovered it. Yet another problem with the iPhone 16 Pro.
I've come out here to Cow Swamp, and you'll know about it soon enough. These friggin' bugs are so friendly. I've come out here to try and shoot a panorama at Cow Swamp, but I'm going to wait for another hour or two and see what happens. But I've just photographed what I think is Venus. I'm pretty sure it's Venus. I'll pull out Night Sky app and I'll show you how I find things that are in the night sky. What I really like about this photo is it's like the moon on the horizon, on the water. Like, it's a good reflection on the water of all the stars and obviously that big planet. I'll open up the app that I use. The app that I use is called Night Sky, and it uses the GPS on this. Where are we looking at? It is Venus. It is Venus. You can see it right there on the horizon, right there. So that's kind of cool. I don't think I've ever photographed Venus before. All right, let's try another one. Just using the regular camera app here. We'll set it up so that is quite bright, Venus there. So we should be able to set that up. I want it pretty much in the center of the shot. And I'm just going to take that. It's on 30 seconds. It's on 30 seconds because it's on a tripod. While it's on a tripod, it's going to sense that it's on a tripod. It's going to give you the longest exposure you can for the iPhone. So out here, there's quite a few dead trees sticking up out of the water. It makes for a really good shot. It's quite, locally at least, it's a pretty famous sort of place to go take photos of. I've taken plenty of astro shots here in the past too, but I can't say I've ever shot Venus here. This might be one of the best photos I've ever taken with a phone of an astro photo.
Did you see it? I just saw the problem right there in that photo. I didn't see it at the time, but once I started editing these things, I went, oh, there's a problem here. But did you see it?
I've got some good shooting stars in there. I've got the core at the top, Venus in the middle. I'm going to recompose this. This is kind of exciting. I'm going to recompose it so it shoots up a little bit higher, get more of the core at the top of the photo. Shit, this is going to be awesome. I'm going to try the panorama. The panorama, if you haven't done it before, we're basically taking, not the panorama mode on the camera, we're going to take a series of vertical photos. As we take one, we move the camera around, we overlap it by half of the photo, then move it again, overlap it by half again, and we're going to take a series of photos all around the night sky here, where the galactic core is pretty much horizontal at the moment.
I'm not going to continue with the tutorial about doing the panorama because it absolutely sucks because of the problem that we're seeing here with the Astro, especially the very low light Astro. I'm not seeing too many people who are having this issue, but I'm going to need your help in a second. I want you to test something if you have an iPhone 16 Pro series. The problem is these blue lines. Now, a very, very eagle-eyed viewer in one of my earlier videos asked me what this blue light is, and I actually thought it was from light painting the subject. It wasn't that at all. It was actually this problem. Have a look at these blue lines. It is vertical. It is very similar to the iPhone 15 Pro Max with the 5x zoom in the line when you shot RAW. Not ProRAW, but just RAW. This is different. This has got blue lines, on my phone at least, blue lines going vertically when it's portrait orientated, and it's going horizontal when it's landscape orientated. So this problem is just in the camera. It doesn't matter if I shoot RAW or shoot HEIF, it doesn't matter, the lines are there. As you guys know who have watched this channel regularly, you know that I'm not really a negative sort of video person. I'm not there for that clickbait. But this is pretty bad. I've just spent like $2.5 grand on a phone. It does the video shake. You might remember from an earlier video where I was recording a video and the screen would lock up. I updated the firmware or the software to a beta version. I thought it had stopped, but no, it's still going. It still happens to me right now. And I see on Reddit that this is a significant problem. It's fairly widespread. A lot of people have this problem. But all the people in the admin group that help with the Facebook page that we have, none of them have this problem. So I'm not really sure where we go with this. Now, when we look at the video locking up, we look at these wonderful blue lines now with astrophotography or very low light photography. Look at things like the stickers. Stickers just don't work for me anymore with this new phone. It doesn't matter what I've gone with the base operating system, then the beta. public beta, the developer beta. It's all still there. The problem is still there. With adding a sticker, then the sticker just disappears. And again, on Reddit, this is a widespread problem. Then there's also the screen gate that they're talking about, where your finger touches part of the screen near or around the camera button. Camera button, by the way, I don't know, I just can't get my head around why you would even need that, but I've actually disabled it for the most part on my phone. But when your finger's touching that side of the screen, you can't, it'll lock up the screen. Go ahead and try and do that. You'll probably get it to lock up, but also it doesn't make sense how people would hold the phone to do that. To me, it's like a one-handed sort of thing, or hold the phone and scroll. I don't know how you get two fingers on the screen at once in that way with two hands. Doesn't matter. So all these things are out there, and they're significant problems. Don't even get me started on when AI is going to come, or the satellite SMSing. That's a long way, and in some cases around the world, it's never going to happen. So for me, at least, for doing the low light stuff, going from the iPhone 15 Pro to the 16 Pro, it's been a downgrade, to be honest. There are some things on this phone that are just sensational, like the audio changing, the audio mixing. That's just fantastic. That's so clever. But that's it. The ultra wide is not very good. All these things you may remember way back in the day when the iPhone 14 Pros came out. I did an ASTRO video, and it was bloody terrible. The photos that I was getting from this camera in ASTRO for 30-second night mode, dark skies, it was just so bad. It was the worst iPhone I'd seen. And then a software update happened and it fixed it, and it fixed it really well. So I'm really hoping, if anyone from Apple is watching this, fix this. Because at the moment I've got other flagships there, and I'm about to pull the pin on the bloody iPhone if I can work out a way to get all of my data off these phones, photos, videos, things like that, and onto a Mac, because I use a Mac for everything else. Geez. The most frustrating part for me is watching people talk about this online and going on about the Apple fanboys and stuff like this, and the Pro phone isn't a Pro, and blah 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 blah. And at this point, normally I can sit here and have a monologue in my head about why they're wrong for saying those things, and at the moment I can't, because it's really unpro. If you can, if you've got time, I would like you a little bit of feedback here. Get your phone, your 16 Pro, put it on a table so that it's totally dark, go into the camera, go to night mode, allow the full 30 seconds and just take a photo. It should look, well, who knows what it's going to look like, because I've had a Greg from Canada, he did it for me and he had this result. I get this result. From the 15 Pro, I get this result. So who knows? Can you do this? Put on your table, take a photo and see what the result is. Is it all black? Has it got color through it? And just comment down below the situation that you've got going on with your phone, because this here is there's a straw. That straw is getting heavy to break this camel's back, and it may not be an iPhone this year, because it's driving me freaking nuts.